It's 7 p.m. on Saturday night, November 12th in Bethesda, Maryland, and this is Saturday Night Live at YAA with your hosts, Zach and Ray.
How you doing, Pops?
Oh, I think I'm a bit wired.
You are a bit wired. All right, Dad, the
Yes.
title of tonight's show.
Yes. Let me move out of the way so the folks can see the flames engulfing Carvana. Oh, my God.
The title of tonight's show, Dad.
Yeah.
Used car prices have never fallen faster than right now. True or false? True or false?
Well,
true.
I can name one car that it has that I know of for a fact. But,
it is true.
Well, I don't know that it's true.
Manheim data came out, and it is the fastest month-over-month decline we've seen
wholesale
price.
Yeah, in 10 years.
And dealers are feeling the pain. True or false?
I know I got gas. I got paid.
Let's kick tonight's show off with the story that one of your friends who's still in the industry shared with you earlier today, and you shared it with me. Share it with the audience that dealers are feeling the pain.
Okay, and I know I read the comments. I know that in your area, wherever you live, wherever you live, prices are not falling in your area, and I see in the comments oftentimes, well, prices aren't dropping in Arizona. Well, anybody out there in the Arizona area, okay, in the Valley of the Sun, okay, or the Basin, as Ron Wolfley would call it,
okay.
Anybody out there that's interested in a Range Rover autobiography,
I'll pull it up.
okay.
Text from Dad. I feel good. Okay, the other one. A used Range Rover autobiography that they have had on their lot for 95 days.
95 days, ladies.
Originally, they were asking
$98,900. $98,900.
It is now priced at
$72,000. Okay, now you hear me say this all the time. I'm not real good with math, but that's a price reduction of $26,900 over the last 90 days.
That's 25%.
Okay, so please, for all of you folks in the Phoenix area in Arizona, don't tell me the prices of the cars aren't coming down. Now, maybe the one or two cars that you're looking at haven't come down. But as my friend said to me today, he says, oh my God, we're buried in our used cars. We own all our used cars for way too much money because they bought the used cars 3 and 4 months ago when wholesale prices were higher than they are today by about 10%. So in their aged inventory, they're somewhere between probably 10 and 15% above what the current wholesale values are. And this dealership at least is intelligent enough to, adjust the retail asking prices accordingly so that they can, sell the cars, get out from under them, and reinvest that money in cars that they can buy today that are 15% cheaper than the cars that they just sold.
We're going to go to the chat here in a second, but before we do, coming over to Twitter, Car Dealership Guy, we did the main video on the channel today based on a tweet he had. This is wild. Used car prices are dropping so fast that, quote, book values are not keeping up. This is a 2020 Tesla Model 3.
And by the way, the same was true when
prices were going up.
Yeah, the books weren't able to keep up with it.
Yep. So this is something we've seen before, just in the opposite direction.
Yes.
Book value. This is a 2020 Tesla Model 3 from yesterday's auction.
Okay.
Book value $50,375. Market value $41,600.
And what determines the market value? The winning bid.
So let's go here. Let's look at this. Dad, this comes from, I think he says here in the chat. Yep, this is the J.D. Powers Clean Trade-In Book Value, similar to KBB Black Book, $50,000. And then you look at the bids at the auction, Dad. It sold for $41,400.
No, $41,600.
$41,600. Yep, $41,600. So it's a perfect example of the book values, how much vehicles are supposed to be worth, aren't keeping up with the actual trends happening at the auctions. That is what's dictating for your friend who works at the dealership that has that Range Rover. That's what's dictating their decision. That is them feeling the pain. And we've talked about for a while now, you can't go back to the auction and just flip it and make some money or even get out of it.
No, you're gonna if you take it to the auction, you're gonna lose money. If the smart dealers, and I've said this before, instead of taking it to the auction where you have to pay a fee to transport there, you have to pay an auction fee to put it into the auction. There's all types of expenses associated with taking a car to the auction and selling it. So the smart dealers, rather than take the cars to the auction and invest that extra money and then take the loss, the smart dealers are looking at their retail inventory and saying to themselves, I would much rather lose money selling it to a retail customer who would then go through the finance and insurance office to complete their paperwork, where we would have an opportunity to mitigate whatever loss we might take by us being able to pick up some extra money in the finance department.
Yep.
That's what the smart dealers are doing. Okay. The not so smart dealers are taking to the auctions and losing money that way, and the really not so smart dealers are just refusing to adjust their pricing and thinking and hoping and praying every day that the value is suddenly going to go up as opposed to continuing to go down.
All right, let's address this. This is from Race Bannon. I contacted 2 dealers on the internet today and tried to get them to come down on their price, and they told me that their price is set. You should expect to hear this for probably the first 60 minutes of the conversation with the dealership.
And so I contacted 2 dealers. So when you on the internet today, so you emailed them, okay? Well, of course they're going to take the position at the first pencil, at the first pass, that the price is the price, okay? Nothing motivates a dealer more than having a customer on their premises that is in a position to actually complete a transaction. Okay. Nothing does. So if you're an internet lead and somebody in the internet department gets it, yeah, they're trained to say, hey, our prices it's such a wonderful price. It's market based. The price is you have to talk to somebody. You have to talk to a real honest to God human being. That is in a position to be able to make some adjustments, and you have to convince them that you are in a position to be able to move forward and complete a transaction.
Threaten to buy the car, as you like to say.
As I like to say, for them to take you seriously enough to start negotiating the price.
All right, Pops, let's go to the chat here for a minute. And then I've got an unfortunate story that everyone needs to stick around for. We got to get your advice. It's a community member who's in need and needs your advice.
And also there was a comment on our YouTube channel today about a gentleman that's in the business of actually taking the pictures of cars that dealers utilize when they put them on different websites. And he said, the inventory is starting to build up. The dealers that I'm dealing with, their mentality is changing from holding out for the highest possible price to now moving to, okay, we've got to sell cars, move volume. Well, that's taking these dealers back to the old mindset that you're much better off turning something quickly rather than holding on and hoping.
Yeah.
Okay. I'd rather take 90 or 95% of what I'm asking today, rather than hope that I get 100% of what I was asking tomorrow or the day after.
Got an interesting comment, Chad. Good to see you here. Thanks for spending some of your Saturday night with us. Some managers have incentive to sell at the auction versus selling at a loss to a retail customer. Crazy, but true.
What's the incentive? It's the
manager. Is there a little incentive? So if the manager's pay plan is tied to gross profit and you're selling cars and you're not making money on the front end of them, then couldn't that theoretically?
Yeah, but most used car managers get paid off of gross profit and wholesale profit. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So, they get paid off of what happens on the retail side of things and what happens on the wholesale side of things.
Yeah.
But they also get paid on what happens in the finance department. Okay, that typically goes into their pot as well. And so, yeah, yeah, I guess there could be pay plans out there where used car managers are better off taking a car to the auction and losing money there rather than losing money on a retail customer, but picking up some of that money that they lost through finance. And then that's a function of the dealer principal
Yeah.
having established the wrong type of pay plan for his pre-owned manager that is not beneficial to the store. It's only beneficial to the used car manager.
Let's talk for a second, Dad, about the implications. We're seeing a lot of questions come through, very specific questions. Like,
yes.
What about trucks? Do they still have more value? Is Carvana still offering a lot when you sell your car? I'm moving to Arizona and I need a car. If you are here and we can't get to every single question tonight, we're going to do our best. We're about to do this story from another community member, and then we'll go to the chat and we'll spend a lot of time there. We have a lot of data also that I want to pull up tonight.
Okay.
But if we are not able to answer your question tonight, you have a couple paths of recourse where we can help you. If you go to joinyaa.com or caredge.com, those are the two websites that we own.
Yes.
Under resources, there are all of our free guides. There's also Deal School, which is 100% free. And then there's the community forum where you can ask and answer questions there. If you're interested,
and that's 100%.
And that's 100% free. If you're interested in searching for vehicles, use our car search. It's better than Car Gurus and cars.com. We actually coach you on the vehicles that you found, and it hooks up directly to our market price report as well. If you're going to sell a vehicle, get multiple offers from our partner CarWiser here on the website. Auto insurance, home insurance, renter's insurance, we've got it here for you as well. Extended warranties. I saw Lucky Lopez did a great video on extended warranties yesterday and why they're scams. Yeah, a lot of them really are scams. That's why you should come here, get a quote entirely online, and no BS. You can actually view the coverage details and the whole contract in one place. What a crazy concept. Almost done, folks. The finance and refinance. Thank you to the community. 717 applicants through the first 11 days of finance and refinance being up and online. We connect you to credit unions, folks. That's all we do is we connect you to credit unions. It's 100% online. It's the cheapest rate they have available for you. 717 in the first 11 days. Dad, I was looking at some of the data. There are people out there, Dad, who are on 15, 20, 25% APR interest rates, loans, auto loans. They're going to refinance. They're going to save a ton of money.
Good.
A ton of money.
Good. I'm glad
And the
we can
final
help.
piece, and then we're going to the community. The Plus membership, 25% off on maintenance and repairs, plus discounts on those extended warranties. All that is back on the website. So if we can't answer your question tonight, doesn't mean we're disinterested in helping you. Those are just the other ways that the team can get involved and others as well. All right, you ready for this?
Yes.
I got a story for you, Pops. This comes by way of Lucas. Let me just give me 1 second here. I want to zoom in.
Okay.
All right, gang, I'm going to share this on the screen, and we're going to talk about it. Give me a second. And I know it looks long, but please bear with us.
But Zach went to the Evelyn Wood School speed reading.
All right, this is from Lucas.
Yes.
Hello, I have a strange situation that I am currently stuck in, and I came across one of your videos on YouTube, and I'm reaching out to see if someone at YAA can steer me in the right direction of what I should do next. I have a 2019 Subaru STI with just over 20,000 miles, and it's a lease. Back in August, I was driving home, and out of nowhere, I couldn't shift into any gear other than first. My initial thought was that the clutch had just gone out, so I had it towed to the nearest Subaru dealer. A few days later, I get a call from the service department, and they tell me that the engine is completely seized, and there's no oil in the engine. This seemed extremely upsetting to me, as I have always taken it to the Subaru dealership to be maintained. I have every service record on file, and I keep the car in immaculate condition. There was no check engine light, no oil pressure sensor, no warning whatsoever. Then they tell me that my vehicle's warranty expired in May, which does not quite make sense since it's a leased vehicle. Wouldn't the warranty last the life of the lease?
Well,
Also,
it depends how long it was leased for.
Also, wouldn't something of this nature be covered under the powertrain warranty, which the vehicle is obviously well inside of? From here, I contacted Subaru's customer advocacy department several times, and they told me the same thing about the warranty expiring and that I should contact the service manager at the dealership. So I contact the service manager, and he has no idea my car has been sitting on his lot for over a month at this point.
Wow.
I finally talked to the original service employee again, and he sends a video where they have a computer plugged into the vehicle that says to, quote, check for possible engine modifications, which there are none.
Okay.
I explained this to the technician and did not hear anything back from them for another few weeks, at which point he finally tells me that they checked the vehicle's computer again, and they found there was no engine tuning modifications, which is what I told him earlier. At this point, I have been without a car for a month and a half. For the next couple of weeks, they tell me my car is, quote, in line to be looked at, even though it's been there for almost 2 months.
Wow.
I get a call from the service department, and they tell me I need a complete engine teardown. I send over all of the service records and explain how it has only been their service techs that have maintained the vehicle. Then he says that he needs approval from Subaru, to perform the teardown, which I fully understand, but they go radio silent again. I call back every week and get the same quote, we are just waiting to hear from our district manager. Finally, the original tech tells me that they approved the engine teardown, and I think we have made progress, right? Wrong. I go into the dealer to finally pick up a loaner car, and the tech tells me that they have had multiple techs look at the vehicle and agree it's under warranty, but Subaru needs to have a private inspector come look at it now. At this point, I am really concerned because why wouldn't Subaru trust their own technicians? This has taken 3 months just to get back to square one. The last contact I had with the tech was on November 3rd. He said the inspector came, but he needs to, quote, wait for his response. I have called several times and only get his voicemail. What I thought was going to be a simple clutch replacement has turned into 3 months of mindless back and forth while I'm having to pay my lease and insurance just for the car to sit in their lot. And to make matters worse, my lease expires on Friday, November 18th. Never in my wildest imagination did I see the situation playing out like this, and I had originally planned on purchasing the vehicle at the end of the lease because I really do love it. But after the way Subaru has handled this situation and the fact that they make a vehicle that only lasts 20,000 miles and dies without warning, I'm having second thoughts. Obviously, I really just don't know how to handle this situation, and any advice or insight would be greatly appreciated.
The first thing, Lucas, is I'm sorry that you're going through all this, and it shouldn't be this difficult. What should have happened at a certain point, and that point should have been probably within the first week to 10 days, since there was some question as to what might have caused this issue. The service manager should have set up a meeting between you, the service manager, and the Subaru district service manager for the factory. Every store has a service representative. On the sales side, they have a sales representative comes in. On the parts and service sides, they have parts and service representatives come in, and the factory service rep can sit down and you can have a conversation with him, and he has the authority to issue goodwill repairs. If you had all of the repair records of the vehicle showing that the vehicle's only been to that dealership, then more than likely he would have just stepped in at that point in time and said, you know what, this is something we should just take care of, and they probably would have. At the very minimum, if they would have claimed, geez, it's absolutely out of warranty, it's on you, more than likely they would have agreed to do it on a 50-50 basis where Subaru would pay for the engine, let's say, and you would have to pay for part of the labor. But most of the time, if you get the service rep from the manufacturer involved, they don't want to have to deal with issues like that. They would rather just do a goodwill repair and have it taken care of.
So now at this point for Lucas,
yes,
this feels eerily similar to Josh's story with his wasn't that a Grand Wagoneer?
Yes.
Yeah, Josh had his Grand Wagoneer. I've also got another one in my Instagram DMs, someone who has a similar situation with the Kia.
Yes.
Kia Stinger, but sadly can't be too surprised with the Kia Stingers. And then we have this with Lucas. But what do you do now? Do you just keep beating down the door with
absolutely.
the OEM? Because he's got 90 days worth of lease payments and insurance payments for a car
he's made.
Yeah,
that he hasn't been able to drive, and they understand that, and they might reimburse him some money on that, and they might not. And there's no excuse that it has taken 3 months to even really get to a position where they're willing to try and do something about it. That I would have been screaming. I would have been screaming at the general manager. Okay.
Yeah.
I would have tried to get the dealer principal, the owner of the dealership involved. I would have been screaming at the highest levels of the dealership to get somebody from the factory involved. I would have been on the horn with the consumer advocacy department at Subaru. I would have been calling Camden, New Jersey every friggin' day.
Yeah.
Okay. To the point where somebody finally says, hey, I'm sick and tired of hearing from Lucas. Let's get this shit handled. So part of it, unfortunately, falls on Lucas because he has to be his best advocate.
Yep. Definitely.
Okay. It shouldn't be that way, but it has to be. It is that way. It shouldn't be, but it is. And you have to know the hierarchy in dealerships, and you have to understand the hierarchy at the manufacturer level, in that every manufacturer has a district sales and service rep that is responsible for things like this. And there's if it was the dealership that I was at,
Yep.
there's no way this would have ever sat as long as it sat. There's no way that we, as the dealership, if somebody had contacted me as the general manager, there's no way that we as a dealership wouldn't have been on the horn with the manufacturer saying, damn it, you're pissing off one of our customers. That's not our business strategy here. We need to get this handled. Pronto. I need some help. What can you do for me? And so you need the people from the dealership reaching out on your behalf as well. And so with you reaching out and the dealership personnel reaching out, typically it can get handled. Now, your comment about, well, shouldn't it always be under warranty during the lease term? Well, if it's a 36-month warranty, 3 years or 36,000 miles, whichever event occurs first, and you're on a 42-month lease, well, there's a 6-month period of time in your case, because it wouldn't have been over mileage, but there's a 6-month period of time that you would legitimately be without warranty coverage. That doesn't mean that the manufacturer couldn't goodwill it.
Yeah.
And
also powertrain warranty, because engine failed. I mean, powertrain warranty on a Subaru, don't hold me to this, but it's got to be at least 8 years, probably 10 years.
No, I would think it's
6
like
years,
560. Maybe.
Yeah, well, Subaru powertrain warranty is going to be more than 42 months. I feel comfortable saying that with confidence. So it seems like this is a case, Dad, where Lucas has to be his own advocate, and he just has to keep beating down the doors.
But here's the sad reality. Today's the 12th.
Can you read that watch?
Damn it, I can't.
It's the 12th.
But believe it or not, there is a date thing here, a day and a month, all kinds of bad.
It's a 12.
So his lease is up in 6 days. Okay? At this point, his lease is up in 6 days. He can't buy it. Even if he wanted to, he can't buy it because it's not put back together.
No.
So all he could do is do a lease return and give it back to the dealer at this point.
Terrible situation.
It really is. I mean, Subaru should step up and help him get into another car of some kind. Between the manufacturer and the dealer, because obviously he's a good customer dealer. He brings his car there for service.
Yeah.
And that's the type of customer you'd like to keep. So between the dealer and the manufacturer, they should step up and they should do something on his behalf to keep him as a Subaru customer.
I know Lucas is watching the show tonight. So Lucas, thanks for being here and let us know what happens. Yes. I know we don't have the perfect answer, but let us know what ends up happening. Pops, let's switch gears.
Okay.
Billy Bagels wants to know what's happening with new cars, Dad. And I see a lot of chat messages going back and forth, trying to figure out what should I be paying for a Toyota Highlander, etc. We are going to look at the numbers because we have the latest inventory data from Automotive News.
From those manufacturers that report.
I've queued up a few slides here per se, okay? The first thing we're going to look at, gang, is new car inventory.
Yes.
From March of this year.
Okay.
In March of this year. And we're just going to focus on, since it's for simplicity, let's just look at Ford's numbers. And we'll look through other automakers in a second. But Ford cars, let's look at Ford total Ford, not including Lincoln. Ford had 189,500 units of inventory on dealers' lots, representing the most important number here is going to be days supply.
Yes.
Representing a 37 days supply of inventory. Can you briefly explain, Dad, what days supply of inventory is before I put
what that means is at the historical turn rates that they've seen, and by turn rates, that's how quickly you're selling your cars. At the historical turn rates that they've seen, there is enough cars to last 37 days if they keep selling them at the normal pace that they have been.
Perfect. So now let's look at, Dad, the data for October.
Okay.
Or excuse me, for September. This is last month. Ford had 298,600 vehicles and a 55-day supply. Again, I'm going to jump back to March now. In March, they had 189,500 and a 37-day supply.
Wow.
298,655. Let's look at this month, Dad. 328,700 Fords in inventory and a 57-day supply.
We're rapidly approaching pre-pandemic levels.
Okay, so what's happening right now? Again,
Yes.
just to continue to illustrate this, 189,500. They've added in inventory. 100. They've doubled inventory almost.
Well, almost. They've added 140,000.
And at the
units.
same time, the days supply has gone up by 20 days. This means that your local Ford dealer has more trucks and
Well,
Explorers.
you truck.
You've literally got everything here. Yep.
Truck is a 57-day supply of their domestic trucks.
Yep. F Series are at a 69-day supply right now.
Yeah.
Escapes are at a 74-day supply. Let's jump back to March. F Series was at a 34-day supply. Escape was at a 30-day supply, 64,800. So what's happening in the new car market? It's different for every automaker.
Yes.
And we're going to demonstrate that here in a second with like Honda and others. But there's still, the trend is what's happening in the new car market is inventory starting to build back up.
Yes.
And because inventory is starting to build back up, you're not going to pay dealer markups over MSRP. You're not going to pay for
they might still ask you to, but you shouldn't pay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Emphasis on the word pay.
Yeah.
You're still going to, here you go. Chad, I thank you for being here, Chad. Ignorant dealers asking for over market price. Yeah. Ignorant dealers are going to ask for it because if someone comes in and just buys it, then they made a lot of money.
Yes.
You want to look at a couple other automakers?
Absolutely. That's what we're here for.
Other-
That and the fire engulfing Carvana. That's the other reason.
I got creative tonight.
You
I
did.
thought it would
You
be
did.
fun.
No.
I want to demonstrate really quickly for everyone as well. This is from November 1st of 2019. This is the same data sheet from November of 2019. Look how many automakers report. I know it's teeny tiny on the screen, but there's 3 columns worth of data here.
Yes.
Let's jump to the most recent one.
If you go to the fourth column.
Yeah, this is just the summary of data right above our heads right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Dad, to demonstrate again,
Yes.
we're down to 2 columns now of manufacturers that actually report this data because during the pandemic things got so challenging. Okay, so let's look back. So we did Ford.
Yes.
Let's scroll down here. Why don't we do let's do Honda. Honda's going to be right here. All of Honda. So this is Honda and Acura.
Okay.
That was a loud noise.
82,000.
This is right now. 82,200 Hondas in inventory, a 26-day supply. That sounds like a low number.
Yeah.
Let's look back at March, Dad. Holy cow, that is a low number.
Yeah.
They had 70,200 vehicles in inventory in March of this year, representing a 20-day supply. So let's break this down really quickly. How could the days supply have gone up while the inventory levels have only gone up, 12,000 vehicles? That's a mix of lack of demand and a slight improvement on inventory.
Yes, there has been so little Honda inventory, and Honda buyers know it.
Yep.
That Honda buyers have been staying away because they know that there's been such a short supply. They are going not only to be asked to pay a market adjustment, but they were probably going to have to pay a market adjustment in order to buy the car. So they're staying away. So the day supply is actually going up.
That being said, Dan,
yes,
other brands, Ford again, polar opposite situation. They've got 140,000 more units of inventory, not a 12,000 unit of inventory. So the likelihood that you're going to be able to negotiate more, both on the new car side and on the used car side, for let's say a Civic versus a F-150.
Well, you can scroll up
to
see what a Civic would be.
But you know what I'm trying to say, Dad, there's totally a different level of negotiability.
Yes, absolutely, yes.
Honda cars would be down here, Dad.
Yes.
Yeah,
Civic.
I mean, there's 8,000 Civics right now in the United States.
Yes.
New Civics.
That not be a lot.
That not be a lot. We're down here at Toyota. Let's look at Toyota, Dad.
Okay.
144,300 vehicles in inventory right now back in March. Let's scroll down. 112,000.
Yeah.
17-day supply. So honestly, even with the Asian automakers who are struggling the most in
Mhm.
terms of inventory and production, we are seeing slight improvements. There.
Yes.
We're down here.
And I think part of it has to do with there's an actual slowdown, a softening of the market for autos,
New and used, yeah.
and used. It's just between the rising prices, especially on the new car side, because MSRPs have gone up dramatically from 22 to 23. Interest rates have gone up significantly. Incentives have gone down significantly. So you're faced with a situation of declining demand with higher prices and higher interest rates. Yeah, you can have a bigger day supply of cars and not really have that many more cars available.
We're about to look at Mazda's inventory situation right now, Dad. But
Okay.
Here's from Birgit Boomer. Thank you for being here. Walked out of a Honda dealer today. High pressure sales on a new 2022 CRV and a $4,000 dealer markup over MSRP. 3.9% for 60 months. 38,000 plus 4,000. No, nope. We like the Mazda CX-50 better. Still shopping. Perfect example. You
Yes.
are going to run into people who are still trying to do that.
Yes.
When in reality, a couple more weeks, like by end of year, that's not going to be the reality.
And I will say it again: just because a dealer is asking for the additional dealer markup does not mean that you have to give it to them. Does not mean you have to agree to pay it.
Shannon, I will post this on the community forum. So after the show tonight, I will post this on the community forum. Join yaa.com/community. I don't really know how to share it here in the chat, so sorry. I would do that.
Well, I don't.
No, they're not.
What?
Wholesale prices are still the same, guy. No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. All the statistics and all the information would say otherwise. But
your friend who literally called you today, marking down a Range Rover by 23 grand.
27,000.
27,000. No. All right, we are covering up Volvo, Dad, but the folks want to know, Volvo has 8,900 vehicles in inventory, 24 days supply. Back in March, they had 5,300 vehicles in inventory, 20 days supply. So again, we are seeing improvements there.
Yes.
Seriously, on a percentage basis,
Subaru?
huge. Subaru is up to an 8-day supply of inventory, 15,500 vehicles. Let's go back to where we were in March.
6,000.
Subaru had 6,000, and it's
doubled.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Truly.
Yeah.
Pops, as a Canadian rapper once said, we started at the bottom and now we're here. We started at the bottom.
Would that be my man Drake?
That would be your man Drake.
Oh my God.
We started at 6,000 vehicles in inventory. That was the low of the lows, and they've tripled it.
Oh my God.
We're at 15,500.
Yeah.
I know 18,000 would be triple, but still, I mean, that is a marked, a very large, a significant increase.
It would be, yes.
Mazda is up to 16,200 vehicles, 17 days
Did
supply.
Drake say that at his bar mitzvah?
I don't know, Dad. Mazda had 11,800 back in March. Again, a significant increase.
Yes.
We've got Hyundai Kia here with 58,000 vehicles in inventory, 50,200. Not that much up, but the day supply went from 11 to 12. Yeah, Hyundai Kia is still struggling, and also all of the different issues they're having kind of make you think you shouldn't go there. Now, just for some perspective here, let's do Subaru again, 15,500, and we're saying how great that is. That's nearly triple where they were just 7 months ago. We're going back to 2019, November of 2019. Let me find Subaru here on the list.
Yes.
Back then, Subaru had 51,000 vehicles in inventory.
Things have changed,
and that was a 25-day supply. Let's look at Toyota.
And they were selling cars hand over fist. They were setting records month in and month out.
Look at Toyota, Dad. 474,500.
144,000.
Okay, so will things ever go back to the way they previously were?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Are they getting better?
Yes.
Much. Significantly.
Yes.
Dad is a Drake fan. Love it. Yeah, I think you.
Am I?
I think you are.
He's a basketball fan, and so am I. So yes, I like Drake just because he likes basketball.
Oh man! All right, let's go back to the chat.
Who's my favorite rapper?
I don't know. Do you have a favorite rapper?
Masego.
Oh, Masego. He's not a rapper. But he makes really good music. Yeah.
Okay.
Justice reminding us that asking is not the sale as negotiated selling price either. So you have to go deeper than what you see on the internet.
Yes.
You're still going to see a lot of things there. Brian wants to know, thinking maybe they need year-end sales for numbers or bonuses. Are you still holding out thinking that the end of the year is going to be a good time to be in the market to buy if you need to buy a car?
I think so, because there has been a market slowdown in sales, in customers and coming in. You know, we've talked about there are fewer and fewer customers, which means the pie is not as big as it used to be, and everybody still wants to be able to get the same slice of pie. And the only way they're going to be able to do that is to encourage their customers, because there's something special going on pricing wise.
I bet you we see a lot of interest rate incentives at the end of the year, because I imagine the automakers are going to want to maintain high prices. So the dealers, they've enjoyed that. But as consumers are looking at, I don't know, what was the average new car interest rate? It was like 5.7%. And the used car one was 9.7, something like that. It was in the 5s and 9s.
Yeah.
You're still going to see bought down interest rates.
Yeah,
that would be what I would expect.
Still see some type of factory sponsored interest rate specials, I would assume.
Interesting comment here from Roman. I called a dealership a few days ago to make a cash offer, and they said no, they can make it more at the auction. But since then, the car has been on the lot. It's dropped $10,000.
Okay. Well, you know,
interesting sales tactic.
I guess part of it has to do with what his cash offer was.
This is true.
You know, because if the cash offer was below what they could sell it at the auction for, then they you know, and a cash offer is not really giving the finance department that much of an opportunity to maybe sell something.
Totally. All right, Pops, we got a comment from Igor. I want
Yes.
your take on it. December 26th to January 2nd, get your cars, or if you missed it, then do it in February, because February is the shortest month. It's the slowest month in the car business. Yay or nay to Igor's suggestion here?
Yay to both. And I will amend Igor's suggestion to include January and February, because either January or February will be the slowest month of the year at any given dealership. We don't know which month it'll be yet. It has to play out. But it is always either January or February. And February usually tends to be the worst because it is the shortest month of the year. But then again, you know, the manufacturers run their specials through like January 2nd. So they're already stealing 2 days from January sales.
Yep.
So.
Pops, we've got Paul making the comment here. A lot of dealers have stopped taking cash and third-party payments, i.e. credit unions. We have seen a lot of that, especially in states like Texas. You can't use outside financing. This is one of the best benefits of our new partnerships with our credit unions, is that you can refinance that loan.
Yes.
And you should refinance that loan. It's super simple. You go here, you click on refinance, and in about 60 seconds, choose which state you're in.
Or couldn't you just say, couldn't you just say to the credit union, listen, the dealer is not going to allow me to finance through you directly. So I'm going to have to do short-term financing through them. Should we do it as still being a brand new car and not a refinance? Because I want to do it like instantly.
Yeah.
I think that's
honestly, you could proactively have that conversation with the credit union.
Yes, because
sorry.
What the heck was
my shoe?
Okay. You got a whistle in your shoe? So if you know you're going to be dealing with a dealer that won't take a credit union check or a third party check or Cap One check or whatever, you know, make arrangements with the credit union prior to going in to let them know that's what the situation is and what do they recommend is the best way to deal with that.
Adam wants to know, do you know how long the holds can last? If you're talking about a pre-approval from an outside financing source, typically 30 days.
Typically, yes.
Sometimes it can go up to 60 days.
But typically it's 30.
Laura wants to know that we haven't talked about leasing in a while. When is it advisable to lease? And in this market, leases are not really being supported. There was a great piece in Cox Automotive talking about how leases are going by the wayside.
Yes.
We haven't talked about leases in a while because there aren't any good lease options out there.
There's very few good leases available. The manufacturers aren't putting a lot of money towards leasing. I don't know why, because, you know, leases are typically 36 months so that it would bring your customer back every 3 years. But they have chosen either not to support it through cheap interest rates, money factors, or they have chosen not to utilize the higher residual values. So when's the best time to lease? If you're a business, it's always a good time to lease because typically you can write off the whole thing.
Yeah.
But for a regular consumer, not a business, you have to search out those good leases that are out there. There are some,
Yeah,
but typically they're not on the vehicles people want to get.
I want to hit on leasing in a moment a bit more. And Adam also wants to know about factory orders. And
Yeah.
I want to demonstrate, again, we are not able to simply because we appreciate the volume and the folks that are here in the community.
Yeah.
And thank you to the community members that help one another. But back on the website, under resources, if you go to free guides, and it says free in front of it because it's entirely free, there is a search bar right here.
There is.
There is. Okay, so we're going to do factory order. Factory ordering a car. These are wait times we're seeing in 2022. How to factory order a car for 2022. Those are probably the two articles that you're going to want to look at. So here I will actually copy this and we will paste that back in the chat. It's like, wow, look at this table of contents, red flags to watch out for. Damn.
I'll be a son of a gun. That's free.
Free, man.
Free.
There you go. So we've got that.
And just between you and me, what do we charge people to watch this on YouTube?
No, we're not going.
Is that
tonight.
free
no,
too?
Stop. Stop.
Stop.
What was the other one I was going to talk about? Oh, lease deals.
It's not free.
Stop. Lease deals. We are. Thank you, Justin. Huge shout out to Justin. I hope, Justin, you're hanging out with your family tonight.
Yes.
He every single month is updating this page, the best new car lease deals this month. So every month we're updating this page with the best lease deals. And again, to demonstrate how this works, just go under resources, free guides, scroll down just a touch. There's that search bar. And of course, you can give us your email address or your phone number if you prefer. And we'll update you weekly. We have a weekly newsletter that we'll send to you.
We do. I get it under every damn email address I have.
That's what we do for you, Pops.
Yes.
All right, let's come back. Let's come back to the chat here.
I'm here. I haven't gone anywhere.
All right.
Yeah.
Alex wants to know how you know about hurricane vehicles, obviously used vehicles. Pre-purchase inspections are non-negotiable in today's market. You have to get them done.
There was an interesting comment I read today. Somebody went by a Manheim auction site in Florida and he said, it's the first time in months that I can remember seeing their overflow lot filled with cars. Makes me believe that some of those might be hurricane cars.
You think so?
Well, where would they have all come from suddenly?
Yeah.
Yes, in Florida.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So they're out there. They're getting ready to go through the sales. So please, please, please. I believe we did a video on things to look for.
Yes. Yeah, we did do a video on
so you would go to join YAA.
I don't know if it's on the website. That one.
No, that would be on
just Google search. Literally,
Yeah.
Google search hurricane car, what to look for, YAA, and it'll pop up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did an entire video dedicated for you. You came up with very creative ways to find flood cars.
And we did that like within days of the hurricane.
Yeah, we really
Yes.
did.
Yes.
Wow, and yeah, Igor's right. 50% of the cars at almost all Manheim auctions are no sale. We have that data as
Yes.
well from Blackbook. So as consumers, what that means is that dealers are taking all their, when they take their cars there, half of them aren't being sold at the wholesale auction, which means either they have to lower the price so it'll sell next week, or they take it back to retail, but it costs them money to take it to the auction to begin with. It's another indicator of why prices are going down, which hits on value analysts' question, Dad.
Yes.
When do you think used car values will bottom?
I have no earthly idea.
Come on, man. I
have no idea. I mean, if you said to me, do I think they're going to go down another 10 to 15%? Yeah, I do, over the course of time. And when I say the course of time, I would think over the next 6 to 9 months.
Yeah.
If we continue to see interest rates going up, and there is nothing that indicates that we won't see that.
Yeah.
Okay. So if interest rates continue to go up, and cars become less and less affordable for more and more people, so that the pie is getting even smaller.
Yep.
Then I think that'll put downward pressure on the wholesale values of these vehicles, and we will continue to see declines. Now, we've seen so far this year 12 to 15% declines in the wholesale values. So, I would suspect that we'll probably see another 15% over the next 6 months. Are we going to see enough declines to wipe out that 50% increase in wholesale value or retail values that we had seen?
Only if Carvana burns down.
Well, and even then, I'm not sure. But
Nothing from you. I got nothing on you.
Yeah, well,
Come on. Thank you.
Yes. It's a fire, ladies and gentlemen. It's a dumpster fire.
Thank you. No, inflation took care of that. Inflation's not like you can't just snap your fingers and inflation goes away. So no, of course we're never going to go back to pre-COVID levels, but another 15%.
As somebody, I think it was Aaron that reminded us. If you factor in inflation, we very well might be back in. If you factor in the inflation to what so everything's relative. Are they going to go back to the prices that you were accustomed to prior to the pandemic? Probably not.
All right, Pops, we had a very thoughtful contribution come in here from Collie. Leasing is going the Tesla route, a true long-term rental with no option to purchase. Yes. Even our Volvo leases are no longer attractive. That's from Mario. Thanks for the contribution. Thanks for being here on your Saturday night. Ford, with their electric vehicle leases, they're going that route as well.
Yes.
You will not be able to lease a Ford F-150 Lightning and buy it at the end.
Yes. You'll be able to lease it. You just won't have a purchase option at the end.
Yeah.
Which is, in reality, is the purchase option at the end is what makes a lease attractive in the first place. Because if you find yourself in the situation that we have been in, where the purchase option is 25% below what the real market conditions are.
Pops, Mario, it's all coming back to me. Mario, because he's saying, good to see you guys again. It was fun doing the interview with you when I was with Ford. Mario was a salesperson at a Ford dealership, and we ended up getting in touch because he reached out to me on Instagram. He had a customer who was a YAA member who was watching our videos in the dealership. Mario overheard him, or her, I forget who the customer was, listening to us and said, do you watch those guys on YouTube? And they were like, well, obviously. And he was like, well, I watch those guys on YouTube. Remember you, Mario. And we have a video interviewing Mario somewhere on the channel. Pretty cool.
We have over 1,000 videos. So
we're pretty close.
Yes.
Aaron, thank you. We appreciate your always being here with us and the contribution. Hey, you enabled Super Chat. Yeah, that was me. Nothing will ever be pre-pandemic. By the way, this is to offset some of the clickbait.
Oh, and just so you know.
Wow, look at this. I've sold to another YA customer while at Volvo. Power to the people. Love that.
I love that.
Just so you know, sorry.
And just so you know, to clickbait or not to clickbait, the survey says to clickbait. The overwhelming response from people who watched that and left comments was, hey, you just keep doing what you're doing because you're getting the message out to more and more people and you're helping people. And even though your titles and thumbnails are a bit hyperbolic, it is not so much clickbait as it is hyperbolic, because clickbait is you just get you in and there's nothing in the video that has anything to do with what the title was. At least in ours, there's something to do with what's in the title.
Alan's making a really interesting point here, Dad. I've actually been considering selling my current car at positive equity and going carless for a few months and to save up for a better before entering the market, but I'm 50-50. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. Pops, I've been talking to our friends over at CarWiser, and again, if you are going to sell a car, and last month, Dad, over 100 people sold their car through the widget we have on our website, and it's more than a widget. After you enter your information, if you're interested, for some reason the image isn't loading, but anyway, CarWiser's team, it's a bunch of advocates just like us to help you sell your car to the dealership that's offering to pay the most for it. You don't even have to talk directly to the dealer. I was talking to the team over at CarWiser, and they're like, Zach, prices are going down. We get it. Right now is the best time to sell your car because it's not like they're ever going to go back to where they were.
No.
So it's honestly, I think Alan's got a pretty good point, which is
if you can afford to do without a car for a few months, absolutely.
If you can afford it, then do it. I think that makes a lot of sense. Dad, Arthur has an interesting question. Much has changed since your video about buying rental cars. Would you still be against it? Car dealership guy had a really interesting tweet on this recently, talking about and explaining to people that rental car companies do all of their repair work in-house, so they don't have to report to the Carfaxes of the world. I think now more than ever, the advice about not buying a rental car is sound.
I would still say don't buy a rental car, and there's an additional reason for it. There was a period of time where the manufacturers just were unable to produce the fleet vehicles for the rental car companies. And so they were buying 1 and 2 and 3-year-old pre-owned cars with relatively low miles. And they are running those cars to about 75,000 or 80,000 miles on them. I don't know about you. I don't want to be buying something that was rode hard and put up wet. Okay, and that's what those cars are. Okay, those cars are they're ridden hard. Oftentimes
you have no insight into the maintenance or repairs that were done.
Oh,
it's a black box.
It's a black box that we've gotten information from people that actually worked for the rental car companies that have said, we don't really maintain them the way they're supposed to be maintained.
And you've made this comment before in the show. Some of the rental car companies have direct-to-consumer sales platforms,
and they're keeping the good cars for that.
So you think the ones that go to auction? And I actually had the data queued up, and I'm not going to pull it, but in October, rental car fleet sales to rental car companies actually here. We can all look at it together. So everyone understands. We don't make up anything here. The clickbait, man, it gets me upset. 58% increase in fleet sales to rental car companies year over year in October. What does that mean? It means a lot of those used cars that they had bought last year that already had
too many miles,
boom, they're going to be start making their way back to the auction.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chad. Thank you to the folks that work at dealerships who recognize that we are a force for good. Thank you for supporting us. You should not buy a previous rental car unless you are super desperate. And even if you are, unlike or similar to every other used car, get a pre-purchase inspection.
Absolutely.
Like especially.
Yes.
Heavy D. Thank you for the contribution.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Any recommendation on how to maximize $11,000 down and an $800 trade-in? Looking for mid-size sedan, trying to not go over $25,000. Keep being told I'm dreaming for really good mid-sized.
Well, it depends what mid-sized car you're looking for. I would think.
And sedans, to be fair, are depreciating more quickly than their SUV counterparts. So
at the moment, yes. So I think it's out there. I don't know what part of the country you live in or exactly what type of sedan you're looking for, but I would think you should be able to find something in the $25,000 range. Obviously, you have if your trade's worth $800 and you have $11,000 in cash, you got $11,800 to put down on your next car. And
I'd wonder if the trade's actually worth $800. Like I would go to the website, put the information, and see what you could sell the car for. I think that's important.
Yeah, but I think it depends on the region of the country. But I think today, especially if you utilize the car search tool and you look for vehicles that have been on dealers' lots,
let's do it with them
for more than 90 days. That should at least indicate some dealers that might be more willing to negotiate than others.
Let's take a look. So
was that Western New York?
I imagine WNY is West New York. Yeah. So what's like Western New York? What's out
Buffalo?
There? Buffalo.
Yeah. Syracuse.
Buffalo
Wings.
Zip code. All right, so 14201. We'll do 200 miles.
Okay.
All right, so we're talking used cars.
Yes, and we want to be days on market.
So we said, what do you say, 90?
Yeah, I would think.
Yep, I agree with you.
Can you limit it by price?
Yeah, out the door price, yeah. So let's do an out the door price. He said $25,000.
So, the $25,000 car would be about a $27,500 out the door price.
So we'll go $28,000 out the door.
Okay.
Give ourselves a little buffer.
Okay.
So we're at $5,100.
And we want sedans.
And we want sedans.
Body type.
Yep. So we'll do sedan.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go.
It's 1,134 matches in a 200-mile radius of Buffalo.
All right. We can sort it by, mileage lowest.
Yeah.
Sure. All right. So we got some, obviously, that don't have the miles that come through. So let's find the ones that do. Go to like the third page here. All right. Here we go. Some certified options. So, I mean, we are demonstrating what you should do, right? Like this is 100% exactly.
And then if
what
you see
do.
something that has some interest for you.
So let's say maybe it's this 2022 Honda
Well,
Civic.
he wanted midsize.
Let's hit the back button.
I was going to say, the Jet is about the same size as the Civic.
We're avoiding the Kias.
Yeah, but yeah.
But we could do by make and model. Let's do the Altima.
Okay.
We got this Nissan, 98 days on the market. First thing I'm looking at is price history. All right, 21,993. They're down to 20,590.
And there's probably still a little more room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're going in there and you're maybe making them an offer at
19.5.
boom.
Maybe you get it for 20.
And you can literally use the email templates right here. You just scroll right back up, and I'm already logged in, but here's literally the 4-step buying guide that includes email templates. So there you go, Heavy D. Hopefully that felt like $20 well spent, but that is what you can absolutely do there for you and your growing family.
Yes.
For his wife.
Congratulations.
And baby. All right, Dad. Laura, a little to put in your tip jar. I appreciate all the help.
Thank you
Laura.
so much.
Appreciate
Laura.
you being here with us. Can you give us some advice on a vehicle like Toyota Tacomas that hold their value?
What kind of advice would you like? They hold their value.
Great resource for you is
Yeah.
caredge.com.
Yes.
You can, and for those of you who are not familiar, we purchased CarEdge. We're relaunching it early next year. You said Toyota Tacoma? Is that what?
Yes.
If you're interested in buying a Tacoma, before you do, and get some ideas here, folks, we're going to integrate this data into the car search. So just let that set in for a second.
Doesn't that make sense?
I'm super excited about it.
Yes.
You can actually start to visualize what depreciation is going to be like on that Tacoma, and the Tacoma doesn't depreciate that much.
It just doesn't.
Each year, it's like very insignificant.
Yes.
Relative to other vehicles. So definitely
relative to its peers.
So definitely encourage you to check out CarEdge to get a sense for how vehicles depreciate and also cost of ownership before you go out and choose to buy something. And Dad, we've got here from S4 Slate. Greetings, good people. We appreciate the contribution.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, that's really, really appreciated. Oh, man. Jaguar XFR. Lost it to a FedEx truck. Can't even get one for the insurance payout.
You know what I noticed tonight when I pulled into the parking garage?
What's that, Dad?
I pulled in behind a beautiful Aston Martin sports car.
A Rapide?
I don't know what the hell. And he was going into the residence parking garage. So
he wasn't coming to work on a Saturday night?
No, there's nobody in this damn building. Can I
Fridays and Saturdays, there's no one.
Can I tell
here.
you something else? I always say hi to the security person at the desk. I woke her. I literally woke her tonight. I didn't mean to wake her. Okay.
Oh, that's funny, Dad. That's funny. Hey, you know what? I want to go back to Heavy D for a second here with the vehicle that he's thinking about. Let's just keep going with this. Let's keep going with this Nissan for a second, Dad, because I want to show everyone the way that this works. Is you then save the car.
Yes.
Got it in my saved cars.
Yes.
I'm now going to go into my dashboard, so I can either click up here or I'll click on the little button. Now I'm in the app. I want to run a report on that Altima.
Okay.
And what's nice about running the report is I can see other vehicles in the area. So 97 days on market, the local average is 38. Here's the history, the price graph history.
Yes.
So I can see that graph. I can see everything there. I'm jumping straight to this. There's only 9 similar vehicles. If I'm interested in this Altima.
Yes.
Average days on market, 38. This one's way above that. Lowest advertised price was the 20,000.
Was this one that you're looking at? Well, yeah.
Like it's looking at data like this and then looking at what the out the door price calculator is going to tell me what I'm going to be in out the door. Mentioned he had that trade in for $800.
Yes.
I'm going to enter that in here so I can see my trade in here. Maybe I want to get the extended warranty so I know when the dealership's trying to sell it to me for $3,000. I know at YAA it's only 1,989. So it's just it all kind of ties together. It all kind of is there to just help you have a more informed and empowered experience.
Why do we do that?
Because lots of people benefit from it and we make some money.
Okay. Well, those are
pretty simple, man.
Yeah, no, those are so are you saying in a nice way we're here to help?
We're here to help, man.
And we can be had for very little?
We can be had for very little. Is it better to tell the dealer early if I'm pre-approved through my credit union?
No. You can share that with the finance manager, especially when the finance manager says, "Oh, I got you a great rate. I got you 8.9%," and you're going to look at it and go, "Yeah, but my credit union's giving me 4.79%." Oh, no, that's a surprise you save for the finance manager.
Yeah, exactly. You bring that up at the end.
Yes.
All right, John says, can you guys quickly run through memberships considering buying one before I buy a car at the end of the year or early next? Absolutely, John. Here we are at the end of tonight's live stream, which is the perfect time for me to put my sales hat on for just a moment. Membership plans and pricing.
Yes.
Free membership. A lot of stuff. Like
Scroll down.
Honestly, probably too
what
much.
You get in these plans.
Deal School 2.0, the community forum, the car search, all of our guides, the car dealer reviews, the market price reports. You get 3 of them. Financing through the credit unions. Yep. Refinancing through the credit unions. Yep. Selling your car through YAA. Yep. The pricing on home autos. And yep. Email templates. You get some of them.
Okay.
You don't quite get all, but you get some of them. If you sign up for our paid one-time, it's 90 days, one-time YAA membership, the big benefit is you get the live coach to review your deal and honestly just to help you through the whole process.
As opposed to our dead coach?
Dad, huge shout out to Justice, Jerry, Ashley, Phil, Kimberly, and Mario. We have an incredible team behind the scenes. What was it, Justice? You got to keep me honest here. I don't have Slack pulled up, but I think we chatted with 380 people last week. Was that what it was, Justice? And Mario replied to 178 community forum posts.
Wow.
Okay. You're going to get
Those folks are busy.
You're going to get a real live person to help you with every aspect of your deal.
Yes.
Exclusive resources, black book trade and valuations. Then if you sign up for YAA Plus, that's the annual membership. You get everything that's in the car buying program. Plus you get access to our maintenance and repair discounts and our repair scheduler. That is entirely online, and I can actually demonstrate it. So just give me a second and I will. Plus 10% off video consults. So if you want to set up a one-on-one consult with one of our coaches, a video consult, you can. You'll get a discount there. And $100 off on extended warranties that you purchase through YAA. We're also working on things like car wash discounts. We're also working on Turo discounts, all sorts of affinity type discounts for being a part of YAA Plus. And let me show you really quickly.
You know what? I forgot to wear my YAA merch tonight.
Yeah, we also have the merch. Yep. So here, give me 1 second. I'm just going to show everyone. Oh, I have to sign in.
Oh,
I don't remember my sign in.
Okay, don't worry.
I should have signed in. But again, you actually have an entire online interface with all the discounts for your repairs and maintenance right there. And yeah, you were right. We do have the merch.
Yes.
So let me pull that up really quickly and let everyone know that if you want to go to the dealership and make sure they know that you're informed, resources, it's down here at the bottom, shop.
Yeah.
Some good looking stuff, man.
There are.
If it's taxable, it's negotiable.
Yes.
We've got the if it's taxable, it's negotiable hats.
Yes.
Knowledge is Power t-shirts. The OG Knowledge is Power there,
yeah.
Dad. All sorts of good stuff here.
I got to get me some of the OG stuff.
Out the door price.
Yeah, I love my new,
know what?
I love my new hoodie.
And I was about to say, let me grab one because I can attest to the quality.
Where is it? It's in your backpack. Oh my God, look at that. And you can just stuff it into a backpack and it comes out hardly wrinkled. Well, okay, so it's not wrinkle free, ladies and gentlemen. But it is a nice hoodie. I can tell you that.
It is a nice hoodie. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I like mine too. Yeah.
All right, Pops. So let's end the show on a high note.
Okay.
Used car prices have never fallen faster than right now. We said at the outset, true or false?
True.
Dealers are feeling the pain?
True.
Clickbait? I don't freaking think so.
Yeah.
I think this was a good stream.
Yeah. And the only reason that Carvana vending machine hasn't come down yet from the flames is they filled that sucker with water.
Yeah, honestly, post some creative ideas
as to what Carvana can do.
We had aquarium come in one night.
Yeah. I still think it should be like a nightclub of some kind, of different things on different floors, go-go girls and dancers and yeah.
I want to see a couple ideas come through in the chat before.
No, really, that's what I think.
Enterprise Air has got a great question while we're waiting for that.
Okay.
Why is anybody recommending 2020 to 2022 vehicles? Did anybody miss the quality control episodes? No, that's a fair point. Enterprise Air, especially the Hyundai Kias of the world. Lots of Lots of issues. Here we go. Hey, Ray, I grew up in Ventnor. My parents are still there. That's awesome.
Well, you know what? I can't wait to get back there, to be honest with you. I don't want people to think that I don't like living in the Bethesda area. My children are here, and that's wonderful. But I can't wait to get back to Ventnor. I would do it in the middle of the winter, damn it. I hate driving here. I hate the people that live here.
Wow, those are strong words.
Oh my God! You know they're all so many people are inconsiderate the way they drive around here. It's just like, well, you know what? I gotta stop. I don't care if I'm blocking everybody else from going. Well, you're not that damn important, folks. Jeez.
All right, folks. Thank you for being here with us. Thank you, Pops. Happy Saturday night to you. Let's go Cardinals tomorrow. They're probably going to.
Come on, stop it. Come on, stop it. Come on, stop it. Let's go Cardinals. Let's pray for a good draft pick that Steve Keim can miss on.
Pops, let's give Jesse a quick shout out here. Give me 1 second. I'll pull him up. You know what I'm going to pull up?
What?
You know what I'm going to pull up? Art.
Oh my God.
Yeah, give me 1 second. Sorry, I had a little nose itch going on there for a second.
Well, you know what happens.
It happens. All right, gang. We have an incredibly talented artist in our community. Miss Kimberly Klein.
Oh my God, look at her.
Limited edition.
Yeah, she is. We all are.
Kimberly's awesome. Justice, who's here in the chat, runs YAA Electric. They do a Monday, Wednesday, Friday show plugged in. Justice and Justin.
Yeah, the double
Look what
J's.
he's wearing. Look what he's wearing. If it's taxable, thank you. Love having Justice on the team.
Yeah.
Limited edition. That's Jesse and his wife, Kimberly.
All
right, and then we had a couple others. There's Pops.
Oh my.
There's me.
Yeah. You had a little more hair then.
A little more hair.
Yeah,
Pops.
You got a nice haircut.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So we just had some really incredible art that was sent into us, and that honestly made me melt a little. It was awesome to receive that. So huge shout out to our community. Huge shout out to Jesse. Good night, everyone. See you back on Monday. We'll be here on the Ray and Zach channel
at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific, with news that you can use. We will probably not be here next Saturday night.
Oh yeah, but you should follow us on Instagram, because we are going to be hot air ballooning on Sunday morning at like 5 a.m, and you're not going to want to miss that content.
Yes, I am.
You are going to want to miss that content.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to want to miss it.
You should not want to miss that.
It's my brother's 80th birthday next Sunday, and he's always wanted to go up on a hot air balloon, and I've never wanted to go up in a hot air balloon. And apparently we're doing that Sunday morning, and there's going to be 10 of us. And so we rented a big house somewhere on the eastern shore of Maryland with not enough beds. I'm just so thrilled about this.
I'm paying that, all right?
So that we can all get up way too early on a Sunday morning to go hot air ballooning. So we won't be here next Saturday night. Unless we can figure out some way to do it from Chester, Maryland.
And Justice is right. 4 weeks until the entire YAA team gets together too. Everyone's coming out here to Bethesda, which my dad hates, but that's okay. Because
but that'll make that week special, because I'll actually be able to spend time with people I know and care about, as opposed to the nice, fine folks that live in this area.
So again, you're going to want to follow us over on Instagram, Your Advocate Alliance, which we're going to be moving off that over to Car Edge relatively soon. So I should probably update Instagram eventually.
Yes.
But follow us over there on Instagram, because there's going to be some exclusive dad content. And also I am at Shepska, as well as my father, who is up to an astounding 1,666.
We got to get one more.
Yeah, one more, please. That's a bad number. Please, one more. He's at Ross's
either drop in or drop out.
Will there be a YAA community party? We've thought about, and I've continued to talk about doing a road trip next year and doing meetups as we go cross country. So yes, probably we just got to figure out and logistically commit to doing that.
Yes, and since the apartment that I'm renting here in Bethesda, the gentleman is selling it. So my lease expires the end of April. So we have to be back before that.
Yep, exactly. All right, everyone, again, go to the website, join YAA.com. That's how we can help you even more. Thank you all for being here, and see you Monday.
Yep, thank you, everybody. Have a great rest of your weekend, and may your football team win tomorrow.
Love it. See you guys.
Ours won't.